Sandbox MMA fans, Dana White just made a major announcement about UFC Saudi Arabia on June 22nd. It's a fight night card and they stacked it. Now, originally this card was supposed to be in May. What I think happened is Dana went to the Saudi Arabia team saying this is the card, it was dog shit, and based Saudi Arabia, didn't think I'd say that, but based Saudi Arabia turned it down and said, we're not doing this shit fight card. I think they were giving him Mokaev or something like that, but they turned it down. They said we're doing it at a later date, and Dana delivered. He gave us a banger. Finally, a sick fight night card in front of a crowd. Like we have the one this weekend at Atlantic City, and it's kind of dog shit. Now they put one in front of a crowd again in June in Saudi Arabia. It's a sick card. Headlining the card, Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. Amazing main event. This is the number one contenders fight. If Khamzat beats Robert Whittaker, he does deserve a shot at the title. So totally agree with that. If Rob Whittaker beats Khamzat after beating Paulo Costa, after beating everybody except for Izzy and Duplessis, I think he deserves the title shot. So this absolutely is the number one contenders fight. But what does that mean for Sean Strickland? What does that mean for Israel Adesanya? The UFC to me seems like they're going to do Izzy versus DDP. It should be Strickland versus DDP though. That fight was super, super close. I still have Sean winning it. Razor thin. I can see you giving it to DDP. I'm not calling it a robbery by any means. I'm not one of those guys. But I do think I give Sean 1, 2, and 5. I had it 2-2 going into the fifth, and Sean definitely won the fifth round. So that's where I give it a Sean there. Just looking back, sick fight. Like, that was a good, fun fight. The only good fight on that and shit Canada card. So I don't want to see Izzy versus DDP. I don't think he gets a free title rematch just because he's Israel Adesanya. Like, he lost to Pereira. He got his automatic rematch. He won. Then he defends against Strickland and he loses. He doesn't get to not defend his title in his second reign even one time and then get another title shot. So I don't want to see Izzy versus DDP. I want to see Strickland versus DDP. And the winner of that obviously holds the title and will fight the winner of Khamzat Chimaev versus Robert Whittaker. I'm going Whittaker, guys. I really think he's going to outlast the first 3 minutes of Khamzat, and I think Khamzat's going to gas out just like he did against Usman. I think Khamzat gets the takedown. I think he gets some control, lands some ground and pound, tries to go for some submissions, but I think Rob's totally game for it. I think his takedown defense is incredible. Now, I know he can be taken down. We saw it with Rikus Duplessis. But I'm gonna call a spade here, guys. I think DDP is stronger than Khamzat. I really do. I think that Khamzat's grappling's better, but I think DDP's stronger, and I think that matters when getting Whittaker to the ground. I don't think he has as powerful of hands, so I don't think Whittaker's going to worry about the stand-up as much. So I really like this matchup for Whittaker. I think he survives the first round. If Khamzat wins, it's in the first round, and I think it's by submission. But if Whittaker survives that round, which I think he will, I think he's getting a TKO in the late second, early third. That's what I'm going with. Robert Whittaker, late round 2, early round 3 TKO. Obviously, you'll get an official prediction from me as we get to that fight night card. But that's a sick fight. And in the co-main, Alexander Volkov versus Sergey Pavlovich. So I thought it was going to be Volkov versus Almeida and then Sergey versus Cyril Gane. To me, that means Cyril Gane turned down yet another fight with Pavlovich. I'm done with the guy. The guy doesn't just get a title shot because he wants one and he's from France. That doesn't happen. He's a soy-ass Frenchman. Get his ass the fuck out of here. I'm sick of watching. He gets Almeida now. Now he gets the chance to get grapple fucked by Almeida. That's what happened. Two guys that I'm sick of fucking seeing being pussies. They can fight each other. I want to watch Sergey versus Volkov now because it's two strikers, two Russian beasts going at it. Sergey's got the power. Volkov's got the I don't want to say durability. He has length. Even though Sergey has a bigger reach, Volkov uses his leg length really well with the teep kicks, the low kicks, uses his jab really well. So he's going to be landing some pitter-patter shots. Sergey's going in quick, fast, and pause. I think Sergey's going to get it done. I think this is going to go kind of the opposite way of how I saw Khamzat versus Whittaker, whereas if Volkov gets out of the first round, I think he's going to end up winning a decision here. It's a 3-round fight. He might get a late round TKO or a decision here, but I do think Sergey, just having the longer reach, is going to blitz, land that uppercut that lands on everybody. It's going to stagger Volkov, and he's going to go in for the finish. I don't think it's in the first minute, but I do think it's going to be in the first 3 minutes. He's going to end up catching Volkov, but this is going to be a fun fight regardless. It's going to be a striking battle. I'm really excited to see what happens here. I'm going with Pavlovich right now. I may change my mind. Mind you, for all these fights, I may change my mind. But I'm sticking to my guns on Robert Whittaker. I'm telling you, he's going to win this fight. Daniel Rodriguez versus Kelvin Gastelum. This is also going to be a fun fight. I think it takes place on the feet. And because it's going to take place on the feet, I'm going with Kelvin. I know that I like Kelvin Gastelum a lot, and I'm not picking him because I'm biased here. I just think D-Rod's a little overrated. He just got starched by Ian Gary, the cuckboy himself. I think where Kelvin Gastelum loses is when someone can implement a grappling game on him, implement heavy grappling pace like Sean Brady did, and just ragdoll him on the ground. D-Rod doesn't do that. He's going to stand with him on the feet. It's going to be southpaw versus southpaw. I think that's really heavily going to favor Kelvin Gastelum. I think he's going to win a striking fight here, but this should be a fun one. I do think Kelvin Gastelum's going to get a finish too. D-Rod's 37. He's coming off a tough knockout. I do think he's just a little overrated. So I'm going to go with Kelvin Gastelum by late round knockout, maybe decision, but you'll get an official prediction again as we get closer. But another sick fight from Dana White. Then we get Johnny Walker versus Volkan Ozdemir. That's also a sick fight. Now, I'm going to go with Volkan Ozdemir because every time I pick Johnny Walker, he loses. So hopefully me picking Volkan means Johnny Walker will win. Johnny Walker does have the range. He has the crazy kind of strikes. Volkan Ozdemir is very basic, but he's very, very powerful. And Johnny Walker's pretty chinny, man, and he's coming off knockout after knockout after knockout. Like, he's getting sparked by these guys, and it's bad. Like, the Jamal Hill knockout, bad. The one that he just had against Magomed Ankalaev 5 months before this fight, tough knockout. Got absolutely starched, and then got hit on the ground one more time. Really bad knockout. I reckon Volkan Ozdemir can put him out. I don't really know how it's going to go yet, though, so you'll see one closer as we get... Or you'll see an official prediction again as we get closer. But I think that's also a fun fight. Another striking battle. Like, these are the kind of fights that we want to see on a fight night. This is how we want to see a fight card built. And just to top it all off, we have a prospect in Shara Magomedov versus Ihor Potieria. Now, I do think Ihor Potieria is not a worthy opponent of Shara. But you know what? He's going to stand on the feet. They're going to throw. I don't think he's going to take Shara down. So now we're going to be able to fully see what Shara can do on his feet for multiple rounds. I think he's a dangerous striker. I think this is going to be an absolute banger, a fun fight, a one-round war that I think Shara gets a knockout in. But I'm really excited to see what Shara Magomedov can do because this is the kind of fight that I want to see him. I want to see his striking skills on display, and I think we're going to see it. And then after this, you see if he can start fighting again up the rankings. Now, maybe not a top 15 opponent, but not somebody as low as Potieria. I don't know that I'd give him Bonacall yet, even after Bonacall is going to ragdoll Cody Brundage because... Want one more fight, and then Bonacall can crack the rankings. Maybe he ragdolls Dagestanis, and then he gets Shara after that. I don't know, but this is a sick fight. Like, this is what I want to see on the card. It's a prospect starting off the card, a highly touted prospect in Shara Magomedov. Then we get a fun strikers fight in Johnny Walker versus Volkan Ozdemir. We get another fun strikers fight in Kelvin Gastelum versus D-Rod. And then the co-main and the main are absolutely star-studded. You have Sergey Pavlovich versus Alexander Volkov, two highly ranked heavyweights. This is going to be a sick fight, absolute war. And then you have Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev, undefeated Khamzat Chimaev. Debatably should have Drew Usman, but undefeated Khamzat Chimaev versus perennial star Robert Whittaker. This is a sick fight. This is a sick fight night. Dana hit a fucking home run finally. Keep these coming, Dana. We don't want to see you go to the Apex, put on shit fight nights and just say, oh, but there are prospects. Have all the hardcore wannabes say, oh, this is actually a good fight card in the comments. You know it's not. You're just pretending you care about the sport because you need something to care about. Fucking losers. Regardless, thanks for coming and watching the fight, or watching the video here. Really excited about this fight night. As you can see, I'm fumbling all over my words. I'm super excited. Dana hit a home run with this one. Can't wait to see what the prelims are. You might see a couple other good prospects on there as well. Thanks for joining. Please remember to like and subscribe. More videos coming soon.